you hear me now?
We can hear you now.
Oh, I can't see you, man. What's the background going to be today? So, dude, we were doing that hedge fund thing. I've got you on my side screen, and you're fucking off with the glasses, and I'm trying to do it, and the glasses keep coming on, going off, coming on, going off, coming on, going off. I'm like, oh my god, it's killing me.
We gotta do something. I was gonna do the masked guy, but put this guy on instead.
I'm like this. I'm like, I don't think he realizes I can see that.
I knew you could. That was the whole point of doing it.
Wow.
I was gonna do this one.
I think that might have been one of the ones that you were doing.
Probably.
Yeah. So in the conference room today, man.
See that? Looking
yeah,
good.
yeah. I figured we'd do it here. Because we've I don't know if you could see it. So Ruben's been here, and we've got all kinds of stuff everywhere. All the whatever the poster board stuff or paper or whatever that we do. So yeah, it's been amazing. He's been here for 2 days, just tuning up the team, doing a lot of mindset stuff, helping them to get ready for next year. So I think hang on, more people are entering in the room.
Nice.
Admit all. Cool. So, oh yeah, that's definitely the one you should stick with. That's you. We'll put that on Caroline.
Hey, how's it going?
Hey,
Yep.
how we all doing?
Bernie.
So anyways, we spent with the last couple of days with our team, we brought them all in, and I highly recommend all of you guys do this. So we had, with my kind of leadership group, we had already sat down and figured out our goals for the year and what we wanted to do next year and what was achievable. And so once we figured that out, we wanted to, sorry, I got to keep letting people in. I need to find a way to just automatically allow people to come in without me having to do it. That'd be awesome. So anyways, so we sat down with everybody on the team, and we started out with what are their goals for the year outside of work, right? Because I think that's important. All of us as business owners, and if we've got a team, figuring that out is really important, right? Because we want people to have a great life, outside of work as well. We can't go back to the 1800s where we're just slave driving them for 20 hours a day. So, and it was really interesting, some of the answers that I got, some of the things that they wanted to do and accomplish, and even the things that they wanted to do inside the business. Like, I'll be honest with you, I wouldn't have bet $1,000 on some of those answers being what they wanted to do. So it's always a very interesting process to do every year. So I'd sit them down. What are your goals next year? Do you want to travel? Do you want to go to school? Do you want to get married? Do you want to, what is it that you want to do? And we sort of talk through that. And I always think that process is going to take about 20 minutes, and it's usually like an hour and a half. So we did that, and then we sort of transition into, well, what do you want to do? First off, what do you want to do in like the business? What is your goal here? And what do you need to do here to support or to make all of those outside of work things come true or to fruition? Because usually a lot of them are monetary, right? I want to go on 3 vacations. I want to, send my daughter to private school. I want to do those types of things. So hang on, guys. Let me close these 2 doors. Where's the water? It's in my office. So anyway, so then we kind of talk through that process, and then we sit down with them and say, hey, here are the adjusted KPIs for next year. Here's what we want to do. Here's the vision for the company for the next year, and make sure that everybody's in alignment, and that what they want to do outside of work matches up with what they want to do inside of work, and that matches up with what our goal as a company is. And then so then we did all of that. And then Ruben, who's going to talk a little bit today, I'll introduce him in just a bit. He's an amazing and dynamic speaker. But so we brought him in to come in and talk about some mindset stuff and really kind of break through some of those barriers that all of us have, right? We've all got stuff in our head that keeps us from doing stuff or doing the things that we want, need and and just desire, right? Or that's our right, the things that we should be able to do. So we're talking about that, and then doing a little bit of some NLP stuff. One of the issues that I felt like our team was having was, they may leave 800 RVMs or something, right? Or 1,000 messages. How come our call numbers coming back in aren't as high as they should be? Well, because there's something in the wording, right? There's always something there that, that the person that we're talking to or leaving that message is something in their subconscious that's not, that message that we're leaving is not resonating the way that we would like. So, all right, let me see if we got any more coming here. All right. Well, you guys unmute yourselves. How's everybody doing? Say hello. We got some new people here this week. What's up?
Great.
How are you? Great. You look awesome, man. I feel like everybody should have something on their head like Yogi does. My fear is, and I've told you before, I'm nervous about changing the backgrounds because when the Zoom thing started like a year ago, I don't know if you saw it, there was like this judge and his kid was using his computer and the judge had like bunny ears on the whole time and didn't realize it, right? So that's what I'm afraid of, that something embarrassing like that would happen. So so just real quick before we get started, because I know a lot of you guys have a hard out at 1 o'clock. Has everybody at least thought about the plan for 2022 and like gotten some goals set written down? Like, because if you didn't write it down, it didn't happen. So Phi, yes. Sam, you got some?
Yep.
Okay.
Absolutely.
Susan, yeah.
Yep.
Okay. Sorry. All right, cool. So that's incredibly important, because if you don't think it out, and again, that's everything in our course, we start with the end in mind. So if we don't know where we're going, chances of you getting there, slim and none, right? I tell people all the time, you don't always have to know the very next step, but you have to know where you're going. So if I'm in Tennessee and I'm driving to LA, like I got to know I'm at least going in the right direction, right? And there are going to be things that you hit detours along the way on the highway, and you have to get off the highway, right? A couple side streets, but you got to get back on the highway, right? You cannot end up in Michigan, right? So you have to make sure that you know where you're going, you have a plan for the year, and that you're constantly checking in, day by day, week by week, month by month. Am I on track? Have I gotten as far as I need to go? Am I going to hit that goal by, the time that I've declared that I'm going to do this, right? Not maybe do it, like not might want to do it, not I'm thinking about doing it, like I'm going to get this shit done, right? So so that's incredibly powerful. And if you want to look at the most successful people, those are the things that they do. They've got a list, they've got a plan, and it's always front of mind. So hopefully that makes sense to you guys. So I'm going to bring on Ruben here in just a minute. I was lucky enough, since I've corralled him here for my team, he was gracious enough to come on and talk to you guys. What we'll do is, Sam, we were messaging in the group a little bit earlier. We'll probably do one more of these, kind of a little extra one next week. And maybe I'm thinking on Wednesday. My Monday and Tuesday is a little bit bogged down already, but I'll have some time Tuesday and be a little bit casual. Come if you want, don't have to, but we'll talk about, wanted to talk about dispo teams and how you manage them and pay them and do some of that type of stuff. So, so kind of watch for that. So here's what I'm going to do. I'm going to turn everything over to my friend, Ruben Mata. He is, for real, for you guys don't know him, it's a real treat for me to even have him in my office, right? This guy, he is a worldwide speaker, philanthropist, ambassador for peace for the United Nations, right? So I don't have time to show his promo reel and all that stuff, but I promise you, like he's been to Seoul, Korea and talked in front of 80,000 people. This guy shared the stage with Robert Kiyosaki, right? T. Harv Eckert, Les Brown. I knew there was another one there that I couldn't pull out of the back of my head. But so what he's going to talk to us a little bit about today is, right, so we all set goals. Everybody should be doing that. You wouldn't be a successful entrepreneur if you were not setting goals. But what often happens, and this happens for me, it happens for everybody and for my team, and one thing that we're really focusing on this week is, what do we do next week, right? What happens in February? How do we maintain that energy level and that enthusiasm and that passion for those goals that we felt so strongly about the day that we wrote them down, right? How do we make sure that we don't lose momentum? right? So that we get to February and we're like, fuck, God, I had all these plans this year. I was going to lose, a pound a week or whatever, right? Or I was going to, increase my revenue $10,000 a month, or I was going to do all of these things because we have those goals and we know that we deserve those things and we're going to work hard and we've set all the things in place. And, it happens, right? Life happens. It's so easy to get sidetracked. So, so if you guys will, I'm going to welcome my friend Ruben in here. So if you guys will give him your attention, he's going to.
Ruben, what up, buddy?
Hey, how's it going?
Good, how you been?
Oh, all right.
Without the rabbit.
With the ear
ribbons, right?
I dressed up for you.
Oh, thank you very much, brother. You're looking amazing.
Thank you.
All right, we got Sam, David, Raju, Kelly, Fayez, and Joseph.
Yeah. Kelly, right here, like a mile from us here in town.
Oh, great.
So we got people from all over the country.
All right. Well, welcome all to this amazing call. And I have the honor and privilege to be here in Chattanooga, Tennessee, and being able to share information that's really about how our minds process information for us to receive what we truly deserve. Because how many of you feel that 2022 is going to be better than 2021? Yeah, because that's the reason why we're investing in ourselves. That's the reason why you're doing what other people won't. The saying, I'll do today what other people won't so I can have tomorrow what other people can't. It's like these sayings, all these from you being at events and signing up for courses and these affirmations and declarations, as far as applying them is a little challenging than saying them. Because what we think about, we bring about, and what we're thinking about now is more success for 2022, because that's what we're doing. And I'm going to share about some information. If we could roll this down a little bit, let me see. So you guys see that a little bit down. There you go. All right. So now we're going to be sharing some stuff that we're bringing this on the fly. As far as bringing information to you. Because like I shared earlier, that we're already on day 2. We had day 1 of amazing goal setting, removing limited beliefs, and setting up for a successful 2022. So how many of you are your goals in 2022 have to do with generating more income? Right. Yeah, you can even raise your hand twice, because that's what it's about. It's like, we do love to contribute. We do love to give back to society and community. But at the end of the day, the reason why we're investing our money is to generate more money, to get a higher ROI on our investment, which is money and time. We cannot get that back. We can't get time back. Money will come and go, but time won't. So being here on the call is going to give you more time. So as we're getting into 2022, I'm going to go about as far as how the mind works as far as the comfort zone, right? So this is our comfort zone, right? Now, can everybody see that? We're good? Okay. Now, as David was sharing, I do a lot of speaking. I lived in Dubai for 6 months. I was training in a company with leaders over in 100 countries. I did an event with Les Brown. We did over 50,000 people on our training in over 100 countries. And I shared the stage with Robert Kiyosaki. And I was one of the trainers for Harv Eker, his Secrets of the Millionaire Mind. Has anybody read that book? Secrets of the Millionaire Mind, right? Turn your neighbor, give him a high five, say, you have a millionaire mind. I done that training, a lot of the trainings all over the world, in Brazil, in London. Did it also in Colombia. I do it also in Español también. I do it in Spanish. So there's a lot of information in different languages. But the great thing is the mind processes information the same through conscious and subconscious mind. And having that understanding of realizing, what we think about, we bring about, what we focus on expands. And also understanding where our mind goes, the energy flows. So if we're thinking positive, where the law says we're going to receive positive, law of reciprocity. If we're thinking negative, we're going to receive negative. So the decision is ours to either wake up in the morning with a clean slate and say, today's a positive day. It's that simple. It's like the first 20 minutes of our day is when our mind's most impressionable. First 20 minutes. And having that understanding of our mind's most impressionable in the first 20 minutes is like, what do we do when we wake up? Is it set intentions? Is it grab our phone? Is it see what's going on social media? Is it praying? Is it meditating? Is it putting on personal development? Or is it just getting up and going and taking care of what we have to? So knowing that the first 20 minutes, so tomorrow, because today's already passed, tomorrow morning, right? For the first 5 minutes, just get up if you have to 5 minutes early and just take those 5 minutes with no noise, nothing, and just sit there and set the intention of your day. It's that simple. First 5 minutes. And if you can't do 5, do 2 minutes. And if you can't do 2 minutes, then you're going to need to do 10. That's a joke. There you go. Thank you. Appreciate that. So yeah, and set that out and see how that starts working for you. Because a lot of times, like, I don't have 5 minutes. It's like, really? I don't have 2 minutes. I'm
Getting your
always
login
rushing.
set up.
Well, then you're going to get up a little earlier in the morning. Because you all know that sometimes we need to do something different to get different results. So how many of you are satisfied with your 2021 results? How many of you satisfied with the results you had? Yeah, there's a lot of left to right on that one. There's a lot of no's on that one, right? But knowing that, it's like, okay, great, because the first, as that one says, the first element of change is awareness. First element of change is being aware of what's going on. The second element of change is understanding. So now being aware of 2021, on a scale of 1 to 10, 10 being cross the finish line, success, and 1 being dismal, where would you rate your 2021 results as of now on a scale of 1 to 10? Is it a 5? Is it a 7?
7.
A 7, okay. 7. What about you, Raju? 7, 8, you got a 6, right? Joseph, a 2. Okay, and that's being realistic. It's like, yeah, you know, because when we get our I'm getting ready to write. I'm getting write my goals. I've got my write my goals shirt. I got my write my goals special blue marker. I'm getting ready. I'm writing 2022, and we get ready and we start writing them down. And man, I'm fired up. And all of a sudden, 2022 comes. Woo! The balloon drops, the ball drops, everything's ready. Now it's the next day, January 1st. Well, it falls on to Saturday. You know, I'm going to wait till Monday because, you know, start of a week, you know, and then I'm going to start working on my goals. Monday comes, it's like, oh, shoot, here we go. We got to start taking action. So now here's the part where this is 2021. We're in our comfort zone. So what are some of the goals that we have in 2022? What are some of the goals? Write them on the comment area because I'm going to write them out here. What are some of your goals? Is money one of them? Write some of your goals in the comment. Yeah, money. Okay, so we got money. What else? Health. All right, we got health. Passive income. So we got passive income. What else? Travel. Okay, travel. We got money on there already. We got money again. Multi-million-dollar wholesaling operation. Okay, wholesaling. Mucho money. What else? Buy property. So we got more real estate. How many? How many more properties, Fayez? 100. Okay, Fayez got 100 more properties, right? Buy enough rentals for 20K. I don't know what the rest is, but we're gonna say more money, 20K. More properties. Gain 15 pounds of muscle. Woo! which is that, Sam, 15 pounds of muscle. So we're gonna draw a guy with muscles and abs. Okay, there you go. See that? That's the muscles and abs. Personal development, all right? Mindset, get more knowledgeable. 2 books per month. Sam says 2 books per month. We got one more. Get 11% body fat. Oh my goodness, 700,000 by next year. 700K 2022, 11% body fat. Okay, so now here's what happens with how the mind works. So we're getting ready to take action to start having some more money, to have some more properties, some more better wholesaling, to start doing 700 a month, personal development, to get more muscle. Now, here's what the mind does. We're taking action. And what usually happens when we're taking action on getting some results? What are some of the words that holds us back? What are some of the words? Type it in there that start holding us back. That with the words, the limiting beliefs. What are some of the words? Fear of failure, right? Fear. I'll do it. Yeah, I will try to do X. Yeah, try. There's that word try. You can't, right? You can't. What else? Yeah, no time. There's not enough time in the day. There's no time. There's a clock, no time. I don't have. Yeah, don't have. Yeah, there's not enough money. Yeah, there's not enough money. Limited beliefs. I don't know how. There's the knowledge. Don't know how. The how doesn't show up. Fear. Yep, fear again. What else? It's like, yep. What if you fail, right? What if you fail? Right? So all these limited beliefs that we have, right? That hold us back from moving forward. And all of a sudden we make a U-turn and go back. Because that's what happens, right? Many times we go in, Susan's on the line. So many times we go in, right? We start taking action. We start saying, we start hearing these words because we know we need to travel more. We know we need more bus, be healthier. We know we need, passive income. But it's like, no, what if you don't know enough? Right? No, what if you fail? No, but what? You don't even know how. Are you kidding me? But that's why you're on this call, because now you're understanding that's how the mind works. You got Joseph on the waiting room. So once you have this happening and it's making a U-turn, right? Every time that we do not take action and we go back, it reinforces all these limited beliefs. And it makes it that much more challenging to take action. Right? So now when we identify these words, right? And we understand and say, oh, I knew you were coming, right? I knew you were here. So we're going to put this over here. So now here's 3. Does anybody relate to all what's going on over here? I mean, a thumbs up or yeah, could you relate? Yeah, you got it there, Yogi? All right. Okay, so now understand this. There's 3 questions, right? 3 questions to ask yourself. How many? All right, thank you. 3. Okay, so here's a one. Just suppose you took action. You got another one that needs to come in. Just suppose you took action. What will you see? What will you hear? And what will you feel? Just suppose you took action and you receive more passive income. You're healthier. You got 11% body fat. Just imagine that. You have more rental property. You have more income properties. You're making $700,000 a year now. Just suppose that happened. What will you see? What will you hear and what will you feel? Now here's another question. Are you ready? Just pretend. Just pretend you took action. I don't want you to, just pretend. What will you see? What will you hear? And what will you feel? Just pretend.
Angry that I didn't do it earlier.
Okay, but that's a great thing because awareness is the first element of change. As stated up there, awareness is the first element of change. So now being aware that what you'll feel like for not taking action, that's going to allow you to take action. That's going to drive you and that's going to motivate you. That's going to inspire you. What's the word? That's right. Inspire you to take action. So you're just pretending, you're not doing it. You're pretending you're doing it because the mind works on picture, sounds, and feelings. So now that you're picturing yourself pretending to do it, now there's going to give you a result of what you'll see, hear, and feel by taking action and doing it. And then there's one more. One more. Just pretend. Just about, okay, there you go. I had to really think about that one. Just imagine you took action. Just imagine you took action. How will you feel? How will you, or what will you see and what will you hear? See, hear, and feel. See, hear, and feel. The three modalities of how the mind processes information. Because you either see what I say, hear what I say, or feel what I say. That's how the mind works. So there's visual, auditory, and kinesthetic in the NLP world. But for us, it's see, hear, and feel. Because neurolinguistic programming is very powerful. It was made up in the early 1970s by two gentlemen, John Grinder and Richard Bandler. And then this really tall guy got involved. His name, Tony Robbins. He got involved in it as well. So this is how the mind works. Does this make sense? Is this making sense? Sam, is this making sense? All right. Raju. Susan, is this making sense? I don't see you, but I could hear you.
Absolutely.
All right, thank you. So here's the thing. So now having this understanding of when we're in our comfort zone and the little words are going to keep us there because that's the job and the duty of the mind is to stay and resist change. Because it's like every time everything that we desire is outside of our comfort zone. Everything. Because if not, we would already have it. That's how simple this mind works. That's what we've been going over the last few days of how simple the mind works and how it processes information. It's the complex mind that wants to make sense of everything. It's like, I gotta figure this out. I gotta, it's gotta make sense. I get it, it has to make sense, but this is what Harv says, ready, fire, aim. It's like everybody's ready, they're aiming, aim, I don't know. And by that time, the target, the thing that they're wanting to shoot at leaves, the opportunity leaves. But if we go ready, fire, aim, it's like, I'll figure this thing out. I want to get into action. But the complex mind wants to overthink it. And have you ever heard that analysis paralysis? All this stuff you've heard already because you're all intelligent, you're all entrepreneurial minded, and you're all successful in your own areas of what you do. So this is nothing new that I'm sharing under the sun. There's nothing new that I'm sharing. I mean, it's just being brought up in a different place. You're in a different place than when you heard it before. Because everything, I'm sure what I'm sharing, you already heard from a different audio, different video, different this, different that. Yeah. And now it's setting to where 2022 is the most successful year that you've had to this date. Would you agree? Would you agree? 2022, because you're doing stuff that you wouldn't do before. You're actually taking notes on some information that you never heard or you heard differently, right? And now you're going to apply it because now on 12 months from now today, you're going to be like, gee, I'm glad I did. I'm glad I took that. I'm glad I was on that Zoom call. Gee, I'm glad I did. And there's going to be people that are going to be saying, darn, I wish I had, because they're going to be in the same or not, maybe even worse than where they were at today. Because we're either growing or we're dying. You can't be growing and dying at the same time. You're either growing or dying. And now being on this call, you're growing because you're investing in yourself. You're expanding your level of success. You're expanding your comfort zone because being on this call does take an investment of your time. And it's easier not to be on this call because what's easy to do is easy not to do. And it's easier not to be on this call, but you decided today to be on this call for an hour, for how long it's going to be. And it's like, man, I'm going to take that and I'm going to apply that because what I deserve, not desire, because we all have desires, but what we deserve is right there waiting for me. And it's to better my life, which is going to better my family's life. And it's going to better a lot of people's life because you're all contributors to the world and to help it and make it a better place. You could tell that because you're here. You're not just, oh, we'll just see, we're going to wing it. Like it says, the mind works on pictures, sounds, and feelings, and it works on whatever it's told. The subconscious mind believes whatever it's told. So if your 2022 goal setting and what you wrote out is wavering and not specific, that's the type of results you will receive. Wavering. But if you're clear and precise about it, exact dates, exact dollar amounts, exact properties, where at, how much weight, like you said, 11% body fat, all those specifics, those are going to be the results that you receive. Because it's going to do whatever it has to get that done, because that's what the conscious mind, who is the chief empowerment officer, is telling the workers, and that's the subconscious mind. So it's pretty much basic information, that it's new, and once you apply, you'll be like, oh my goodness, I'm glad I was on this call. And it's that simple. So what are some of so you guys took notes on this, right? You guys got everything down? Good stuff? Right. So just imagine, just suppose, just pretend. So what are some of the questions you have? Go ahead and you can unmute yourself because I'm going to be answering some questions. So what questions do you have? This is going to be an interactive. So have at it. Bring it on. This is the opportunity. He's investing a lot of money to have me here. And then for me to be on this, I'm not taking a lunch to be here with you. I am working through my lunch to be here with you. So unmute yourself, ask a question, because this is the opportunity you have. Oh, shoot. Come on, Kelly. I see you. You're almost there. Kelly's almost got it. She's like,
I'll go.
Go ahead, Yogi.
What do we do to keep busting through the old programming, habits that we've had for years?
So what do? It's just we do something different. It's like the habits is like, you understand. It's like, are they serving or non-serving? No. And it's identifying, being aware of what are the habits. That's what we're writing. It's like, what habits are working for us and what habits aren't. And it's a decision away, Yogi. Everything is a decision away. It's you decide to, or you decide not to.
That's too simple. Come on.
That won't work.
That won't work. Oh, there's that Bob Newhart. Stop it. Stop it. That one is like being fear of buried alive in a box.
Yep.
Yeah, he'll post the link on there. But it's like, stop it. How do we change habits? Change them. That's so easy. It's like, yeah, it is. But remember, when the limited belief words come, that you can just say, I expected you. Thank you for sharing, and you move on. It's just here it is. It's being aware that the words are going to come up that you always hear because it works to keep you in your comfort zone. And say, thank you for sharing, and move on. It's like, I expected you because I'm ready for change. I knew you were coming, and you could be, your physiology will change. There's a person here earlier today when we're going through these processes, her hands started sweating because your body's going through this change, this transformation, and it's doing everything it has to not to. It'll, like, your hands are anxiety, like, oh my gosh, all this is going on. It's knuckles cracking and all this because it's going through a shift. So having that understanding, I expected you. The great thing is I'm aware of it. Thank you for sharing, and move on. So thank you for sharing, Yogi. Yes, sir. Go ahead, Raju.
Hey, so I would say, like, I'm currently still, like, 9 to 5 job, but we make very good money, actually. Like, me and my wife, like, we make multiple 6 figures in our jobs, but we wanted to accelerate our timeline to financial freedom by starting our entrepreneurial journey. But it's been 1.5 months. But every time, like, we are facing a lot of new challenges and all, but it's like, it's not really, we are like, can we do it? Or like, is it the right decision? Or like, even though we are surrounded by the good people, but I mean, we haven't reached the place where, like, we are still like, hey, is it the right thing and all? But because we have been so comfortable till, like, July, because we make good money and all, but all we want to do is accelerate the timeline for financial freedom. And so we are still, like, because we haven't made yet money in our whole real estate journey. But so it's just a fear that, like, still me and my wife holds, like, is it the right thing and all? But we are taking every single action, whatever the mentor suggests, but it's still holding our minds.
Yeah. So, okay. So you just said you're taking action, every single action of what you need, right? And it's like when you plant a seed, right? Say you plant a seed and it's an apple seed for apples, right? And you plant the seed and, like, within a week, you're like, I'm ready to dig it up. It's like, no, it has to go through the transformation for it to go through the process. So many of us get impatient, and it's human behavior. It's like, we want results fast.
Right. Okay.
But if you're doing the activity, the proper activity, which is being here with David and his team and everyone else on the call, you're doing the proper activity. You're being guided because there's a proven system that works. It takes this process to get there. You're taking the stairs to success, not the elevator, because many people want to get there fast, but they don't learn the process. They want to get there. They want quick microwave. They want quick soup, 3-minute soup. It's like, no, we have to go through the process for you to learn. You have to cultivate. You have to water it. You have to nourish it. Then you're able to harvest. There's fruit on the tree. You can tell the fruits by the roots, but you have to allow the seeds that are planted to go through the process, and then it's going to be time to reap what you sow. So I get it. Fear, uncertainty, and doubt, that comes up. Is this for me? I don't know. Because remember, it wants to go back to its comfort zone. I'm okay. I've got a job. We're making money. We're making good money. Is this real estate for me? Doubt, uncertainty. You don't know. There's not enough money. What if you fail? All this is coming up. Fear. But it's a story made up in the mind. But when you continue, what's the word? Continue. There you go. When you continue to do what you're doing that works, you will get the results from the system that works. It's law. But it's human behavior to give up. It's human behavior to do the same thing over and over and over again, expecting different results. But now you're doing something different, and the mind resists change. It's going exactly what it's saying. I expected you to show up fear. I expected you to show up doubt. I expected you to show up uncertainty. It's okay. Thank you for being here, but move on. Now you're like, okay, see that smile, that laugh, that joy, instead of the, oh, I don't know, I can't sleep. Yeah. So as you continue to take action in a proven system, you will have the results from the proven system.
Okay.
That's why you invested in yourself, because it's in a mentorship program, it's in a coaching program that works, because you've already David already has the credibility from the results he has. That's why I'm here. I don't go to any office and just give this information, because my credibility, my integrity, and my branding has to have results. And I know he's going to take action. They're already having amazing results. The same way you're going to have it by being here. Does that make sense?
Yes, it does.
100% it makes sense. Woo! Right? Okay, so who else has some questions? Come on, Kelly. I know you got one in there, girl.
All right, I got one for you.
Okay, come on, Susan. Bring it.
I have one for you. How do I find a happy median between me and my partner, who he is a billionaire mindset with visionary personality, and I'm more of a millionaire mindset with an implementer personality? So a lot of times there's, he's 10 years down the road, 5 years down the road, where I'm, 1 hour from now. And, it's not so much the fear that I have as much as is got to do the right now, where, do you understand my question?
Yeah, it's just like, don't compare your chapter 1 to somebody's chapter 10. It's like, he's a billionaire. He's got a different visionary. You're a different, you process information different. You're more of a, what is it? He's more of the visionary and you're more of the what now?
The implementer.
Right. So that's you. You're more of the systems. You're more of the data. You're more of the see what things are. He's big picture thinker. You're more of the breaker down. And then you're the implementer, right? You're more of that.
Mm-hmm.
So understanding that, you're not going to think the same way. Right. But it's okay, because you're a master of what you do. You're a master in your area. You're an expert in your area. But those two complement each other. You can't be him and he can't be you.
No, absolutely. No, I definitely agree with the complement of each other. Just wondering how, sometimes it's instead of complimenting, it's butting heads. And I was just wondering where,
what would be the butting heads part? I mean, is it the personality type butting part, or is it just coming to an agreement, or what would be the butting heads, if you want to share, on the
probably because like I said, I'm more of like the day to day, and I'm not the 10 years down the road. And so, when he's constantly talking about 10 years down the road, and my mind is so focused on right now, like, how do I put aside that right now to have that conversation to help him implement that 10-year strategy when I'm thinking about the right now. And that was kind of my question.
Yeah, and like you could say, okay, that's 10 years, but to get to that 10-year mark, this is where we're going to need to be as of today. And you reverse those 10 years back to now. It's a timeline. You bring it out, not every day, not every month, but you could go set from back where he's at 10 years to 8 years to 5 years, back to 3. And then as you're breaking it down, the last year, in 6 months, we need to be here. In a month, we need to be here. And as of tomorrow, or as of next week, we have to be here to be at your 10-year mark.
Okay.
That way it makes sense to him, and it's not such a big jump. You need to chain them back to now, because if you take that big leap, it's like, oh, there's no way. It's like, I see where you're at in 10 years, but we need to chain ourselves back to where we're at now, a timeline. That where we can be like, this is why we need to be here tomorrow or next week or next month. That way we could be what your desired outcome is in 10 years. And it allows you to understand, and it allows him to understand your world and yours, his world. And it's like, oh, okay, great. You know what I mean? And I know you have enough people skills to make him see that. Is just now using the timeline technique of from where he's at to where you're at. Does that make sense?
Mm-hmm.
Okay, great. Great having you on the call, Susan.
Thank you.
You're welcome. Who else is on? Who else has a question? Working. We got a few minutes now. Come on now. And we get back to life, back to reality, back to where we're doing again. Yeah, yeah. Come on, Kelly. I know you got one, girl.
I do. I'll throw one out there for you. So how do you set those goals when you're starting something new that you've never done before in a way that is realistic enough that you are going to achieve enough that will sustain you and keep you moving to the next level, but also is still a stretch enough that you're not just setting goals you know without a doubt you can hit?
Like,
especially when it's
goals
something
too
new.
big? Or like, what do you mean? Realistic goals, or how are you talking about? Like,
Yeah, like when you're starting something new and you've not done it before, so you don't know what a realistic goal would be.
yeah, I mean, it's like, so even like you say, you don't know. So there's an objective to hit, right? And it's like, whatever the mind believes it's going to achieve. We were talking about that earlier. So whatever your reality is, it's going to go after. Like the subconscious mind are 2 million bits per second that's processing. The conscious mind is 126 bits. Okay, so here we go. So the conscious mind is the goal getter, right? No, the goal setter. The subconscious mind is the goal getter. So the goal setter is the CEO. This is where we're at. This is what we're going to do, right? The goal getter is all your past events, beliefs, and behaviors. So whatever the work order, your goal is, it's going to give it to the workers to go deliver, which is your subconscious mind, your old habits. We use the minions. There's 2 million of these, right? And they're doing whatever they're told through your past events. So if they say, we got to make, they'll say 20,000 this month. They're like, we never done that, but let's go get the efforts to get as close as we can, or to get 20,000, because that's what the conscious mind, which is the chief empowerment officer, which is the boss, which is the goal setter, has told them 10,000 a month. We'll say 10,000 a month, 10,000 a month. Let's go past events. So they go get from their beliefs, behaviors, and they start doing that to reach the work order that was given to them of 10,000 a month. Now, if it's 10 billion, it's like, oh, okay, you know, that's unless you hit the lottery, like a lot of times. And this is what I'm sharing. Okay. It's like, I want to make 20,000 a month by whatever, first quarter, second quarter. And it could come from real estate. It could come from other areas, but being involved in this community, other opportunities come in. It doesn't have to be, it's like, I'm not like with different people who are working at a job. It doesn't have to come from the job. It's going to come from different areas. Right. So all it knows is it has to get that dollar amount to you, the work order. It has to complete the work order that is given. And it'll do all the behaviors and strategies that it knows from the past to get you to do it. So realistically, it's just something, remember, limited beliefs are part of the discernment. So it's like, whatever dollar amount, it's like, that's not achievable. That's a belief. That's a limited belief. That's way too much. Says who? What if it's not? It's like you ask a person who's making 30,000 a month, man, I want to make 10,000 next month. They're gonna be like, good, go get it. But you tell that to a person making 2,000 a month, they'll be like, oh, that's a lot of money. I don't know if you get that there, Kelly. You know, so it's who are you sharing the information to, and what's reality to who? So the only limitations we have are the ones that we put in our minds. And it's like, yeah, stretch yourself. You'll feel it. Put a number out there and it'll be like, oh, shoot, stretch a bit. And then stretch that a bit and you'll feel it. And then that'll chain you along to the next. Does that make sense? You got it, girl. All right, who else? We got a few more minutes. Few more minutes. Come on now. I see you. Big Fayez, what's going on, brother? Oh, we got David. David Espailat.
Yeah. So what would you
All right,
say?
big.
Well, first of all, I want to say when you're setting your goals, make sure they're as big as possible. In my opinion, set them as big as possible, because if you hit them, awesome. If you don't, you're going to come close. You're still going to succeed. So 2 years ago, I set an audacious goal for us, and it sounded crazy. We hit that in the first year. So now I've set way crazier, way more audacious goals for the company. As the visionary, these goals sounded crazy the first time, to 10x where we were, but not only 10x the income, because income's only part of it. We wanted freedom. Where before in the business that we were at, we were not having freedom. We were a slave to the business. We didn't own the business. The business owned us. So as the visionary, we set these goals, and these goals are scary, right? Sometimes they're too scary. They're like, how do you get there? But the how you get there isn't as important as setting the plan and doing the work. And you know, what happens, and here's the other reason why I say set your goal extremely high, because when you hit that goal, you kind of hit a plateau. If your goal is so high that it kind of completely changes your life and everyone's life around you, then you kind of get a plateau because you've hit that goal. And if that goal was very small, that may be a problem. And so, you know, that's why my newer goals for 2022 are again to 10x what the goals were last time, because we hit it. And so it sounds scary because now the numbers become so much bigger. So my inner circle, and like you had just got done saying, ask someone, oh, how do I make $100,000 a month? Well, if you ask someone that's making $1 million a month, he's going to be like, yeah, this is how you do it. It's very easy. It's a, you know, it's not a problem. If you ask someone that's making $100,000 a year, he's going to laugh at you. And this happened to me. You'll see right here. I'm going to stop sharing the screen so you can see this here. One of my first, I went to go see a mentor, someone that I wanted to mentor me in the business. And I told him my goal and he laughed at me. He laughed at me because my goal scared him and he was nowhere near that number. And that's why I have on here, never let anyone, you know, shatter your dreams or your goals. You know what I mean? Because, and make them as big and audacious as possible for you and where you're coming into this business at. Everyone's coming in a different position. Some people have a team, some people have income. Wherever you're coming, you know what's going to feel right, but make that goal scary, make it audacious, and then go after it with every fiber of your being. And most likely, hopefully you'll hit it.
Yeah, there you go. Well, thank you for sharing. And it's like you say, your environment, you know, is going to dictate your behavior. And it's like you say, Jim Rohn says you're the average of the 5 people you associate with. You hang around 5 broke people, you're going to be the 6. You hang around 5 millionaires, you're going to be the 6. So it's like where the conversation is very different than with small-minded people as compared as visionary, big-minded people in the environment of money-wise or income-wise, as well as in the industry. So like on this call, we got people saying 10x. I'm going to 10x that. Great. You know, there we go. You know, let's go roll up the sleeves and let's go to work. You know, and that's the part where a lot of people don't realize they set goals and it's time to go to work. And it's like, oh, shoot, you know, it's time to, you know, put in the hours, put in the work, put in what you got to do, you know, create that team if you need a team, but create that support group that's going to get you there. And like you say, the how will show up. It's just write it down what you are, the whys, you know, show why you're doing it. What's your drivers, your values? Is it family? Is it money? Is it have a house? What is it? What's the result from the money you're going to get? That's going to drive you to take action and do it.
And I guess now my question directly to you becomes, when you hit that goal, how do you re-motivate yourself? So it took zero motivation before for me to work 18-hour days, 7 days a week, without a doubt. Now I've hit a crazy goal. We've changed our life, and working 12 hours now, you know, is like, it's a little different.
That's your personality type then now, brother. Hey, that's your personality type. Because if you're doing that and still working, it's like, that's your personality. It's like, let's go, right?
But so how do I want to get back to the 18 hours? Like I want to get back to the, you know, how do you re-motivate yourself to keep going? I mean, I have a lot of
vacation. Okay.
Goals.
Yeah, go take a vacation. Here's the thing. It's like, okay, so money amplifies you. Money makes you more of what you already are, right? and you're a giver, you're like, I'm a driver. So it's like, what other area? It's like, it's finding something that's going to create value for you to take action to. Because it's like, I already hit that goal. Well, what drove you to get there? What was the reason what was the reason behind it for you to have that 18-hour days? Because what's valuable to you is going to get you up early in the morning. It's going to keep you up late at night. That's what you're going to look for when you're looking for your why to put in 18-hour days again, if you have to. It seems like you don't, but it's something you desire. So now it's going to be more of something that's pleasurable to you, that you desire, not because you have to. It's because now you're working because you choose to, not because you have to.
Right.
So now it's something of your choice. You don't have to do this, but you're choosing to. So something that's sitting valuable within you. Is it contribution? Is it, helping out people, certain things? I got a nonprofit. I help people who are locked up. I help youth in juvenile hall. That's what I do. I train in my mindset. Same stuff here as I'm giving back to them. I'm investing back into them, because now when you're able to give back of tithing your time, because you have that time, because you're financially well off, you're able to do that. Or you could apply your hours of investing into helping programs like that. That's a contribution back that money can't buy, when they say, hey, you changed my life, man.
Okay.
Being out here like that, that's where it's like, okay, I already did this for myself financially. Now let me give back, because I know when I was there, I was at the point where I wish somebody came up and told me, and now you're going to be that person and say, hey, been there, done that, but you can do it too, bro. This is what I did, and give that knowledge that you have now back to people who are just waiting for it, but they can't afford it.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Yeah. So that's the part where we're at. So, but congratulations on your success. 10x it. Bam, bam, baby.
Thank you.
Yeah. So, okay. Well, the time is up.
Yep.
The time is up. But thank you very much. I appreciate all of you for allowing me to be here and share my minions, the subconscious mind, and all of you. So
Thank you. Thank you.
Yeah.
So guys, was that good? Was that worth an hour of your afternoon, I hope? Poor Ruben needs to take a
Absolutely.
break, because he's been at that speed for like 2 days here with our team. So no, 100% super grateful for that. And this is that time of year, right? In our business, this is that time of year where we're retooling, and every single thing we're doing is looking at January 3rd, right? That Monday when my team comes in, what are we going to have in place, right? And that's really, for me, even the last 6 or 8 weeks, we've been planning on that. Even though we had an amazing November, and December is going to be even better. It's what are we doing next, right? And that's that same thing that David talked about, is how do you get to that next level? And all of our businesses, right? We sprint, we level out, we stabilize, we sprint again. There's always that next mountain to climb of, where you want to be and where you want to take your business. And, sometimes it's finding something different that, once, you're doing $10 million a year in wholesale, maybe you need to go find something else. Maybe it's coaching. Maybe you're going to, I don't know, open up a chain of oil change, shops. I don't know, whatever it is, there's always another challenge for us to tackle. That's why Elon Musk did PayPal, and then he did Tesla, and then he's launching rocket ships, right? Because there was someplace else where he had to put that energy into another endeavor. So I hope you guys got some good value out of that. I really appreciate Ruben doing that. I'm going to download this, I'll post it, and I'll give you his Facebook and Instagram. What are they, handles? I'm not 12, so I don't know what the right word is, but you should definitely be following him. I'll also post that Bob Newhart video on YouTube, which I watched it for the first time today or yesterday. It's freaking amazing. It's unbelievable. And I'll post some pictures of the Post-its here, the poster boards in the group, so that you could see them and kind of refer back to them. So guys, I appreciate all of you. We will, that hideous Susan, we're not going to be friends apparently. I mean, team Susan, who are they?
My team.
Yeah, let's hear it.
I was born in Fort Hood, Texas, sir. I'm America's team. You might have heard of us.
Oh,
Yeah, thank you.
I'm America's team won the Super Bowl though. Red, white, and blue.
Cowboys.
That's
Yeah.
all right. You had one guy. He's gone.
I like the Cowboys too. I'm not hating on you, but if you're gonna come at me, we're gonna do it. So I get that all the time because I have a debit
I'm
card.
sure.
I don't use debit cards anymore, but when I did, it said it had the Patriots logo on it. So every place I'd go, people like, especially back when Brady, I'd be like, "Who's your team? Who do you got?" Right. So unless they were the people that beat us in the Super Bowl or on the way out, those are the people I have to give props to. The rest of them can suck an egg. So anyways, so hopefully again you got some good value. We will do a little extra call next week because I know some of you have some specific questions. We have a lot of new people in the group that are going through the course over the next couple of days. So as you have questions, post them in the group because what you post in the group is what I know that you want to talk about, right? Otherwise, I'm just going to get up here and think that I know what you want to hear, and that may not be the best thing. So. And also, just so you guys know, if you've ever talked on a Zoom, it's so much different than talking in front of a group of people, and getting that feedback is really crucial, like just the littlest bit of energy. So, it makes it a lot easier for me if I can see you, or you're at least, there went Yogi. I'm about to say, keep your cameras on and, but leave the, there he is, leave your mics open, like feedback. So when we're asking questions, because then it just amps up my energy or the energy of whoever's talking, and I can pour more into you and kind of respond to the things that you need. So, but anyways, guys, I appreciate all of you. I hope that you have just an amazing weekend. If there's anything I could do between now and probably Wednesday, we'll do it Wednesday at noon. Just reach out to me, shoot me a message, drop it in the group. I've got 2 people that have sent me properties that I need to look at for them. I'll do that today. I've just been slammed with Ruben in the office the last 2 days. So I apologize to those people, but I will get that done. And we'll regroup on Wednesday. How's that sound?
Sounds good.
Thanks,
Sounds
guys.
great. Appreciate it. Thanks for your time.
All right. Appreciate y'all. Have a good day.
Bye.